Hi, my name's Amanda. I'm coming from the coast of New Hampshire. This is going to be technically my second podcast, although I did try to record one at some point a couple weeks ago. And it just didn't work out. I couldn't get it to upload, so I'll just go over everything again. It is September 21st. And I'm going to show a few projects that I managed to finish in the about over a month since I did this class. I had pulled out a project that I had been working on. And this is my turtle dove that I had started a long time ago. And I technically finished it, and then I decided that I wanted to add some length on it. So I added a bunch of length on it, which obviously it's very hard to show. So that's that. And that is made out of Big Twist, which I got at Joann's on clearance. And I had bought 2 balls of it, and this is what I have left of the second. So enough to do a few more things, but yeah, that one is when I finished. And then the other pair that I finished are a pair of socks. And this is out of Peyton's North America Croy. And I did most of the legs while we were waiting in line at a restaurant that was closing, and we kind of went down and we waited in line for about an hour to order, and then we waited about a half hour to get our food. It was so good though, and I'm glad we did get to go the one last time before they closed. So that is that. Those are what I finished. And then we can start going into all the works in progresses. I worked on this pair of Peyton's Croy socks. I'm now at the point where I'm starting the heel on the first sock. And I actually have a bunch of them that I worked on. So this is another one where I started a toe and I started knitting on this one. And that is in the moss colors. And then the one I finished is in copper. This is the landscape stripes colorway. And I did just a couple rounds. I finished up the toe and did a couple rounds, and this is like a gray marled. So I didn't do much on that one, but I did do a bit. And then on my mulberry stripes colorway, I finished the foot of the first one and I did the heel, and I have cast on and knit the toe and just started to do the colors on the second foot. And then this one is this colorway, and I did the toe and I started the foot on that one. So that's all my Peyton's socks. And I have been working on the stars for my flag blanket. So I have 5 here, and then I've been working on a bunch of those, and I'm doing the stars. They're technically the stars pattern off of this, which is free, and so I'm just making a whole bunch of those, and then I gotta sew them onto my blanket. So that's the stars. I broke out my smooth stripe knitting shawl. It was a pattern by Yarn Inspiration for their it was one of the Pantone, yeah, Pantones was this one, and I am doing version 2, which is this one, and I had to literally type out all the rows. I couldn't follow because it's a lot of like, do this so many times, and then do this so many repeats, and switch colors on these after these many rows. So I couldn't keep up with all the do this many times and everything. So I typed it out and printed it out so I could literally just, know what I needed to do and wrote when I changed the yarn. So I have, and it's going to have a ton of ends to weave in, but it's a very pretty yarn. It's very soft. So I'm up here. I think I'm close to the 200 rows, I think. I don't have those pages over here, but I'm slowly getting through it. It's very nice because it's pretty mindless. I just have to keep track of what row I'm on and all of that. That was an older project that I pulled out to start working on. And sadly, the, I can reach that. Okay. I was working on the holly socks from my inspirations of December 2019, and I realized that I'd done the pattern wrong. So like it was like back on like the 3rd repeat on the foot, I had started doing the pattern wrong, and it was driving me crazy. So I ripped back, and then I was still struggling with like where things were on the thing on the sock. I had like a pattern part being worked on a normal knit row, so I just ripped it out and I'm starting over. So I got the toe started and I rewound the yarn, and I'm just gonna start over, and that is fine because it's not a hard pattern, and I was enjoying it. And I technically didn't start the heel soon enough, so I can make sure that I start the heel sooner on it. And I'll just keep plugging away on it for now. Let's see. I've been trying to start the brioche memory shawl, or blanket, not shawl, and I'm struggling. I've always struggled with it. I want to make it. I have the pattern printed out, and I can get the I-cord done, and then I know how to do the zigzag, but it's that first row that I always seem to mess up. So I'm gonna keep trying because I have a bunch of leftovers I want to work on using up, and I also have my it's the granny blanket that was all popular. I've started one and I've done a bit of it so far, and I also was really good about like hiding strings as I went, so there's not, I know there's a lot of strings, but it's not going to be the whole blanket. But I want to be able to do the squares for the brioche, and then if there's a little bit of yarn left, I can put it in this. So I need to sit down and really try to start that blanket, because I'm sure once I start it, it will be fine. I struggle with like that first row of the first square. So, and so when the holly socks took a turn for the worst, I started bringing the crisscross socks, these ones, back to work. And I managed to finish the first one. So pretty, so squishy. And I'm working down the leg of the second one. So just keep plugging away on that one. I mean, I'm on the second sock, so it's not going to take that long. And then in trying to finish up a bunch of projects, so because I finished up the turtle dove, I went in and pulled out another sweater I had already started. And, oh, I don't have pattern printed out, that's right. This is the Norai by Pam Allen, and I'm doing it in the Lion Brand Pound of Love in the denim colorway. And so I have the sleeve, and I have part of this is the neckband, because it's in brioche. You do the neckband. All I have left is the other sleeve and the other neckband, and that's it. So this is the next project I want to work on, in hopes to getting it done this year, because it's gonna be such a pretty sweater too. Like, and I get cold, so this will be perfect just to throw on. And you knit it, I knit it inside out because it's supposed to be reverse stockinette. So I knit it inside out so that I didn't have to purl as much. And I got a decent amount done on the first neckband, and it's gonna have a pocket. So I just need to sit down and finish it. So that's the next project I'm gonna work on. This sweater and the smooth stripe shawl were the ones I pulled out to kind of just like work on some of my older projects. And obviously I have all the socks for mostly when I am in the car. We had a few car trips. We went into Boston, which is always fun. I took a Friday off, and so we went down, and I got to go to the yarn store that I like to go to in Boston. It's Mind's Eye, and it's near Cambridge. it's right off the red line, and I was allowed to get 2 projects worth of yarn. So this is really, I've been trying not to buy too much yarn. I bought stuff to make a cowl earlier in the year, and other than that, the only real yarn I've been buying was the stuff to work on the flag blanket. So I did fall down like the week before I went to Boston. I was out at the Walmart near me, and they had Shimmer Nights on clearance, and unfortunately they only had 1 ball of this, so I got that ball. But if they had had enough for me to do anything in it, I would have gotten all that. But they did have enough to do like a sweater in the blue, so I got the blue. I'm thinking something like a boxy, you know, something that's flowy, because it's basically just like acrylic and polyester, but it's so pretty. So I got 4 balls of the blue, and I picked up the 1 skein of the green. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'll figure something out. So that was really the first yarn since like spring. And then we went to Mind's Eye in Boston, and I got the first yarn I got is for Stone Crop Cardi, which I didn't realize I needed to steek, but we'll do that when time comes. So I got this yarn for the main body because it's a sport yarn, and this is so soft. It's a merino cashmere. So I got 6 balls of this, and then there's supposed to be 1 contrasting color, which I got this. So it's gonna be so pretty as the accent color. And this one is also this one's a merino acrylic cashmere. But so this is gonna be 1 sweater. And then I got yarn for the Moon Drip Swan Show. So that's the one. And so the body of the sweater is this green. So it is a merino yak. So this one's a fingering weight. So I got 4 balls of the green, and then the contrasting colors are these. And it's gonna, so this one is, already got hair in it. And doesn't look like they have colorway names, but anyway, so it's gonna be these 2 accents, and this is gonna be the body. And I did see somebody who instead of doing the main color for the kind of like moons and circles, they used one of the other contrasting colors. So like if it's yellow, they use the orange, or if it was orange, they use the yellow, just because. And I think I'm going to do that just because I'm thinking the green in the middle might look a little funky. But so I got that yarn, and then Sunday we went to what's called the Big E in Springfield, Mass. And they had alpaca vendors, which so soft. They had alpaca rugs, and if we were in a different place, we would get one. But I have, in the apartment, we've struggled with carpet beetles, and there's just no way to get rid of them. And so, like, I keep all my yarn in bags, and my sweaters are in tubs, and so I was worried that they would, like, eat the rugs, so we didn't do that. But I did get 3 hangs of this, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's like sparkles in the yarn. So it's like a charcoal brown, and then it's got like these multicolored sparkles. There you go. And this one is from Alpaca Obsession, which is from Connecticut. And it's a sport weight. And it's about, I think it's about 200 yards, it says, per skein. So I got 3 skeins. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it, because the internet was horrible, so I couldn't like find a pattern and make sure I was getting what I needed. So I just grabbed 3 skeins of it, and it was so pretty. That was my buying tantrum. So now I have to go back on my yarn diet and try and work through some more stuff. I mean, I've done pretty good trying to not buy a lot of yarn and try and use up some of my stuff. Let's see. I am doing a kind of stash down with one of the podcasts I watch, and so far I have used up 4,323 meters of yarn that was already in my possession at the beginning of the year. So, and if I can finish some of the other projects I have started, because I have like, and that's not including the socks and the sweater that I finished. I haven't added those in. But if I could finish, I have like another couple sweaters, and I have a big shawl, and oh, I forgot to show you guys. I'll put a picture in. I finished my ghost bottle cover. It's supposed to be for wine, but I put it on our bottle of vodka. But I ended up buying him orange eyes, and I actually bought like a whole variety pack, so I might end up making more of him and putting different colored eyes. And keep trying to do this. I know I didn't make it. I was aiming for every 2 weeks, but it wouldn't let me upload. It said the file was too big, so try and get this one to work. So, well, if you made it to the end, thank you for watching, and I will see you later.